Like, we don't want one of our first Muslim women Americans to blow up politically like this.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Liberal Expression. The problem with fake news is sometimes it's just so hard to cover up the facts that you lose track of what you've done in the past. This week, fake news CNN host Chris Cuomo invited on a Toronto Star fact checker, all in an attempt to catch President Trump in falsehoods on the border. And boy, they thought they were doing a pretty good job, especially when they claimed that Democrats, they're not for open borders.
Never heard a single one say that they are for open borders. And we ask,
yeah, not one.
At the rally you just held, were people standing there saying, abolish ICE. Yeah. Is that a position that you agree with?
Listen, I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE and its role and the way that it is being administered and the work it is doing. And we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
Yeah, not too.
We need to rebuild our immigration system from top to bottom, starting by replacing ICE.
Oh, and let's definitely not count the one that actually told Chris Cuomo directly.
she wants to get rid of ICE. Now, what are you going to do with your party if you do come into a majority and you have a significant number, or at least an influence, of people who have that kind of a position?
Yeah. Well, I agree with it. I don't think ICE today is working as intended.
Well, you think you should get rid of the agency?
I believe that it has become a deportation force, and I think you should separate the criminal justice from the immigration issues, and I think you should reimagine ICE under a new agency with a very different mission and take those two missions out. And so
I see. Supporting a border wall and not having law enforcement deport people, those are calls for abolishing borders, not having open borders, I guess. Now, is that a spelling error or is that a whole new word for liberals? Abolishing. You decide. Another thing the liberal media would like to abolish is any thoughts that Representative Ilhan Omar should be criticized when she callously summarized the terrorist attacks of 9/11 as simply
that some people did something.
Some people did something as a reference to 9/11. Do you think she should have rethought her words? Do you worry about the appropriateness of that?
They do this all the time to us, especially women of color. They do that. They take our words out of context because they're afraid because we speak truth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's racist to be critical of Omar. And really, who better to have as a guest to talk about civil discourse than Representative Rashida? Grandma taught me how to swear to lead.
We're going to go in there, we're going to impeach them.
And when questioned about her word choice,
It's probably exactly how my grandmother, if she was alive, would say it.
She's so reasonable, isn't she? No wonder MSNBC had her on. This is a liberal news outlet that criticized Republican Representative Dan Crenshaw this week for calling Omar's statement simply unbelievable. Now, that's just the wrong thing to do because MSNBC admitted that they have an interest in having a Democrat succeed.
And he was tweeting about this yesterday. I didn't quite understand that because he works with her. Walk across the aisle and just sit down. It's so important, I think, personally, for her to succeed. Right? There have been some missteps, but there's something much bigger here, going on. We don't want one of our first Muslim women Americans to blow up politically like this.
Wow. Blow up. Interesting choice of words there from Joe Scarborough.
We don't want one of our first Muslim women Americans to blow up politically like this.
Of course, liberal media did blow up this week after AG William Barr told lawmakers that he believed there was spying on the Trump campaign during the Obama administration. Now, the liberal media was so upset, they brought in James Clapper, the former director of the National Security Administration under Obama, to express his shock.
You heard what the Attorney General said today, that spying did occur on the president's campaign. I'm wondering what your reaction was.
Well, I thought it was both stunning and scary. I was amazed at that and rather disappointed that the Attorney General would say such a thing. That, the term spying has all kinds of negative connotations.
It's those negative connotations one has with spying, which may be why Clapper lied to lawmakers when he denied that the government was spying on the American people during the Obama administration. Oh wait, I'm sorry. He admits it wasn't that he lied, it's just he gave the least untruthful answer.
So I responded in what I thought was the most truthful or least untruthful manner by saying no.
Just saying no to the truth. That's something the liberal media can just get right behind. I'm Eric Shiner from MRC-TV. We'll be taking a break, but we'll return with more media wackiness in 2 weeks.